What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. Cannot remember the last time all four of us were sharing a digital studio together. I'm here with the full contingent, starting at the top left, if you're on YouTube, and going clockwise. Terrence.
What's up?
Micah.
Just tempting fate, man, with that opening. Just tempting fate. I love it.
Carrie.
What's up?
Yes, so we had thunderstorms last week, which precluded us from being able to broadcast a pod, considering that both Terrence and me, well, actually, Terrence was scared he was going to lose power. I did lose power. And apparently in western Baltimore County, there are storms happening again. So don't be surprised.
Right now.
Yeah, if we lose.
It's storming.
Yeah,
Carrie. I can hear it on the roof.
Carrie and or Terrence, if either of them drop during the pod. It should not come as a surprise. But we would be remiss if we did not first turn to the man who's been relaxing on his duff for a month. I mean, raising a newborn child. Micah is back.
A fresh kid.
Now, I have not had two kids. I only have the one. But I know that when I had the one, that first those first couple months, like you can kind of really do whatever you want because they just lay places and sleep a lot. They're like cats in that way. But
white children must be amazing. Because my son, I was just up there for 90 minutes trying to get him to go to sleep in his bassinet. I didn't think I would make the show today.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He sleeps a lot, but not when we want him to.
Gotcha.
And that's the trick.
Well, I just remember when I had my son, like I was able to sit on the couch with my feet propped up on the ottoman, and I would have like the big the body pillow across my lap, and he would just be laying vertically in the pillow, asleep while I'm playing video games, and that arrangement worked out very well early on.
The best I can do is I can put him in a baby Bjorn, or as my wife, who is from Florida, calls it, a baby Bajorn, and I can put him in it, and it's like a bouncy chair, and I can use my foot to bounce the chair and keep him calm. I have the strongest Achilles heel, or Achilles tendon in the world, because that's what I do. I just bounce him and bounce him. And I just bounced him I decided to play two games. I started Resident Evil 8 and because a big boob goth lady, and she's right at the beginning. And once you deal with that, I got what I needed.
Truly the Solid Snake of Resident Evil bosses for Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, man. So and her story is like the first 2 or 3 hours, and then that's it. Not even 2 or 3 hours. It's like the first hour and a half. So I decided, you know what? Let me go to an old standby, and I decided to start from scratch and play Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Inquisition. One, because I really like that game, and two, because I did not get a platinum in it. So I decided, all right, you know what? I'm going to replay this game, get myself psyched for the fourth one, whenever the hell that comes out, and I'm going to replay it, and I'm going to get a platinum, and it's going to be marvelous. I decided that I own them for both systems, right? The Xbox and the PlayStation. And if you're going to play that game now and you have a current gen system, I would probably play it on the Xbox because it runs at like 60 frames. But I chose to do this canon playthrough on my PlayStation because I like trophies better than achievements. I just do. And I had never played the DLC.
Really?
Yeah, I had never played this DLC. So I set out to get a platinum, and I set out to finish all of the DLC. The DLC is Trespasser is the last one, and it's actually really good. It gives you not closure, but it explains the post-credit sequence in the main game, where someone kind of turns on you, and the end of the Trespasser DLC, which is the final DLC, that person's motivations are explained, and it sets you up very, very nicely for Dragon Age 4. So,
I like how you're
yeah.
dancing around the spoiler like we haven't talked about it at least a
Oh,
million
yeah,
times on
yes,
this
yes.
podcast before. So
Yeah, so it explains Solus's motivation, and and I am satisfied with it. Um, it's one of those things where it's like, look, I got to do what I got to do, and you can either be like, but you betrayed me, or you can be like, nah, we're gonna figure this out. And he's just like, look, you figure whatever out, but like, I'm gonna destroy the fucking world because I gotta save my people. And yeah, man, I'm excited for Dragon Age 4. I wanted to get this playthrough in because like I didn't want to wait too close to whenever the hell Dragon Age 4 comes out, because like this game took 150 hours to complete fully, and I didn't want to burn myself out. But if for some reason you've never played Dragon Age, a game that came out in like 2014, 2015, something like that, go play it. It's really, really good.
So, I mean, this sounds foreboding because, like you mentioned, like you don't want to wait too close till Dragon Age 4 comes out. It hasn't been a good couple of weeks for games with RPGs with BioWare legacy behind them. So, the big news that happened a couple weeks ago is that the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic PS5 remake that was announced at the Game Awards last year. That was, by the way, did you guys know this was originally slated to come out this year? Like when they first announced it, they're like, it's coming out 2022. And I'm like, that's a lie.
That's fake. That's fake news. Yeah, I mean, I remember when they announced this was like everyone was on board for this. They were like, fuck yeah, this is what we have wanted for years, was for people to remake this game. And now developer Asper, Aspyr,
I think it's Aspire is how it's pronounced.
Fuck
yes.
you. Fuck that. Aspir's remake of KOTOR has been delayed indefinitely, according to a Bloomberg report, after they have reportedly fired 2 directors and after another studio was brought in to help work on the project. Design director and art director were both fired from Aspyr after the studio showed a gameplay preview of KOTOR to Lucasfilm and Sony, and the studio head then told the staff that the project was on pause, that the gameplay wasn't what they wanted it to be. The remake may not arrive now until 2025. Look, I'm ready to wait. I waited this long for it. I would like the game to be good, but it's not good news.
Well, I got to tell you, there are few industries where the term delayed indefinitely has like a more serious connotation than in the video game industry, because indefinitely oftentimes is like the prelude to like this game is getting canceled kind of stuff. Like we've seen that before. So reportedly, what happened with this whole situation is that the studio developed like a vertical slice of the game and showed it to PlayStation and Lucas executives, and they were like really like, you know, feeling good about it, and they're like, oh, we fucking nailed it, this is great. And apparently the reception from the people from Sony and LucasArts was not good. And they were like, this is not the product that we were
pretty explicitly bad.
Yeah, that we're looking to make. And so and then all of a sudden, like, you know, major people on the project were both let go from the studio, which seems bad. So, like, I guess my question is this: 2 questions. Number 1, does Aspire release this game, or does this get moved over to somebody else, or just canceled outright? And 2, if Aspire does release this game, are you going to want to play it with a 10-foot pole? Do you think?
Okay, first off, Aspyr, I don't really care what happens to them. They have primarily worked on ports before, right?
Yes.
So like they've done Civ ports, they've done other Star Wars related ports like Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy. Sure. Um, Look, I feel like this is a game that probably needs a creative touch from someone that doesn't like this is a remake. This isn't just a port, this is a remake. So I feel like them giving it to the port patrol was probably not the right decision in the first place.
That joke's gonna be funnier to me and Micah specifically, because now we're just like imagining like art director and like some dude goes down a slide and in a weird car.
Yeah. I
Port
don't
Patrol is on a roll. Let's go, guys.
Here's the thing: the Port Patrol is not on a roll. I don't think I just don't think giving them the remake was the right decision, because literally all they've done before is ports. They've they've ported Sid Meier's Civilization to Mac and to Nintendo Switch, and to give existing games the tweaks and the code necessary for them to run on different systems, which is it's an important job. And clearly Aspyr is I'm 100% in my mind now just reading it as ASSSPEAR.
Aspyr
and the Port Patrol are doing a job that is necessary in this industry for sure, because the people who develop the games don't necessarily have the time and resources to handle port after port after port for different systems. So I don't know that the studio's going to fold over this, but I do think that the remake is going to be taken away from them and given to a studio that handles actual game development and not just porting existing titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I can't imagine that. This game is a classic, right? It's a legendary game, right?
It's a touchstone for not just Star Wars, but for RPGs at large.
Yeah, it put BioWare in the mainstream. You know what I mean? It's too important of a game to just kind of give to anybody. And look, I don't have a problem giving people a shot, but maybe not do it. Maybe not let them remake a seminal work. You know what I mean? That's hey, I can draw, right? But I'm not gonna paint the Mona Lisa, right? Because I can't.
Wow, that's pretty fucking high praise for KOTOR.
I mean, look, the way people talk about that game, man, it is. People compare other games to that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's up there with Final Fantasy VII to me in terms of the love that people show that game. I'm not saying it's not deserving, but damn, I was really interested in seeing how they would do this, right? Because everyone knows the twist, right? But I was curious to see how they would, if they would just kind of stick with it, or if they had something new up their sleeve. I was curious to see if there was going to be something different, right? Like that Final Fantasy VII remake. It's way different, not way different, but it's different enough to be worth its own entry. You know what I mean? So that sucks, but yeah, like you said, Carrie, don't give it to the Port Patrol.
Terrence, Port Patrol is a reference to beloved and secret fascist children's cartoon Paw Patrol, which me and Micah are subjected to.
I have no children, so I have no clue what the fuck y'all talking
I
about.
wasn't explicitly making that reference, but I knew as soon as the phrase exited my mouth that's what it sounded like.
Yes. Sorry, you cannot have an alliterative thing with the word patrol in it, and for
Yeah.
parents not to immediately think about that propaganda television show that our children are subjected to
I mean,
watch.
that's what it
Wait,
is.
do they be
Yeah.
arresting other dogs?
No. The reason it's propaganda is because the one
No,
dog
Chase
Chase.
are the dogs cops?
There's
is what
one
I'm
of them
asking.
who's a cop.
There's
Yes.
one, yeah.
Basically, each dog is like
I already don't like.
yeah.
So.
Each dog is
Yeah.
like in a different branch of public service, essentially. But like Chase,
You have cop dog and you have firefighter
Oh, so
dog?
the cop is named Chase.
yes, his name's
Okay,
Chase.
you know what?
Yep.
We can go on to the next.
And he gets
That's
picked.
racist.
He gets
What the
picked for
fuck?
every mission because he's a brown noser, and he sucks. But he kisses up to like the teenage child who is like the leader of their group, so he always gets to go. No matter what is needed, it's always like, hey, why don't you just block traffic off so that we can have the other dogs actually do the important work, Chase? And he's like, no problem. Chase is on the case, and he will block that traffic for sure.
Yeah, there's cop dog, there's firefighter dog, there's
Recycling dog. There's construction dog.
recycling
There's recycling dog. Yep.
is the hero we deserve.
There's like Coast Guard dog. There's
Guard dog.
biplane dog. They have a special like jungle dog
ridiculous.
friend who's is like the Steve Irwin of dogs, essentially. That
The what dog?
he's like a jungle dog. He's like Steve Irwin. He's like, oh crikey! He's like, we're sitting in the jungle now. He's like, you need my help
color
for this
is
one
he?
mission.
He's like
So,
Safari dog.
yeah, exactly.
What color is he?
What color is that dog? I don't even remember, honestly.
Okay.
I'll
Show
look
sounds
this
racist.
up.
I mean, look, it is clear cop propaganda being subletted into our children's minds. So there's no doubt about that. But it's also wholesome children's television entertainment. So.
We don't watch that.
But you know what
I
it
grew up.
is.
I
I
grew
do
up
know
watching
what it is.
Ren and Stimpy and Rocco's Modern Life, and I would not recommend those to children today because those shows are filthy.
Yeah, they really were. Good lord.
Speaking of filthy, all of you people in the Discord,
Valid.
We missed the
The segue.
just fists full of ham, shoving them into this ad break. Go to densepixels.com/fans for an invitation to our Discord, and when you do, you'll be invited. You can come in. You can talk about all the fun stuff. There was a big fighting game tournament, and folks were talking about that in there. I believe there's some Premier League stuff coming up. My beloved Blues are going to beat up Brad's beloved Spurs
That's
this
right.
Sunday.
Dense Pixels Derby Part 1 this Sunday already. Second match of
Yeah.
the season.
Already. So yeah, go on there and have a good time. And when you do, then you can go to youtube.com/densepixels and then hit the like button and subscribe button and do all the stuff that other YouTubers tell you to do, because it helps us out. It's I got to get back into it again. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad before. I know it's bad now. Kind of got to get back.
Let's say, isn't this your job on TNP as well?
No, we don't do ad breaks on TMP because Jay doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care about advertising his own product. So subscribe to the TMP Studios podcast wherever you get all of your podcasts, including the Nerdpocalypse, Black on Black Cinema, Coming Distractions, and the weekly preview episode of the Look Forward Political Podcast. And if that's still not enough, go to densepixels.com/premium, and for $5 a month or $50 for the year, you get access to all of the other shows that we do, including back episodes of The Airing of Grievances, No Time to Bleed, The Man with the Golden Tongues, Upstage Conversation, and the full 2-hour-ish kind of episode of the Look Forward Political Podcast. Look, the premium is the full episode of Look Forward is worth the price of admission.
especially
Think of it
this week.
Yeah, man. Like
I can't wait.
yeah, man. I can't. I'm very much looking forward to all the Schadenfreude that is going to be discussed. You have to promise me to talk about Rachel Maddow and her love for Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, it was weird. I read that Vanity Fair profile as well. I mean, like I said, they see a different side of each other. So like it's I understand why she might have that opinion of him, but like at the same time, like,
It's very bizarre. Quick aside, my brother,
Yeah.
he works for NBC, but at one point he was doing videography for Fox, and he recorded a couple shows with Tucker Carlson, and he's met him. He said he wasn't a bad guy, but I'm like, but this was like 4 years ago, and I'm like, okay. I mean,
I've heard
I
that
guess.
actually. Like I've heard
I
that
guess.
he's not. I've heard that he's very nice, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that, but like at the same time, they're like,
Yeah, that's fine, but like he's dangerous because
Right,
there's
like-
a bunch
like-
of morons in this country. So it's
right? Like, how could you be just like a cool dude and it's just like, and then in 1 minute, like, how could you talk to Terrence's brother of all black people?
yeah,
and then-
6'3" Negro.
and just be like real cool, and then turn right around and have him record you saying, "White people are dying, and it's white genocide." Blah, 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 zibble, zabble. What? Like what? What?
It's gross. It's gross.
I'm just asking questions. Where are the white people?
we're so hard to find. It's true.
Weird, man.
Actually, let's spend 5 minutes. Let's spend 5 minutes talking about Evo because, regrettably, I did not watch a single Evo all weekend, and that sucks because I heard that Street Fighter Top 8 was pretty baller, and that maybe they should not do it at 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday. I don't know. That's just spitballing.
Yeah,
That shit
they
ended at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
yeah, and like Street Fighter wasn't even like I didn't get a chance to sit and watch all of Sunday. I tried, but like you said, it's West Coast time, and they start super. They start all these things super late. Everything takes forever. But I did see grand finals of Street Fighter 5, and it was amazing, dude. Like go back and watch the grand finals.
I watched the top 8.
It was awesome. I was the rest of the top 8.
That dude Idom. Well, first of all, when I saw the top 8, I was incredibly racist. I'm not going to repeat what I said in my brain. Like, I just was because like racist humor is funny to me. I'm sorry, it is. But it was 2 black dudes and like 6 Asians. It was wild. I'm like,
Speaking of having trouble finding white people, go to the
right,
Evo
they
Street
were
Fighter
nowhere to be
Top
found
8.
in the Street Fighter top 8. I was like, fucking diversity, but not really because Asians always in the top 8. But yeah, it was 2 black dudes, and I think Idom is black. I'm not sure. He might be Puerto Rican. He's from New York, so I don't know. Yeah, it was dope. He had to come from losers. He had to come from losers, and he made his way all the way up to winner to grand finals, and he lost in the very last round.
Yes, last round.
The
of the last
very
game.
last round that you can possibly have. I'm like, first of all, I was rooting him because he was black or Puerto Rican. I don't know. Again, I have no idea. But he lost. I was so pissed at that nigga. I'm like, yo, come on, dog. You made it all this way. You made it this far, and you lost. God damn, dog.
Oh my god.
It was dope though. It was super dope. Like
It was good, man. It was really,
I don't even really
really
fuck
good.
with Street Fighter 5 like that.
I just really like watching high level fighting gameplay, particularly Street Fighter and Tekken. Like I could watch high level play of those 2 games all day, every day. Like it's just amazing. They had some reveals. Bridget was revealed for Guilty Gear Strive. I didn't even bother with Guilty Gear because like that was the main event game.
And
Oh,
it
that was
started at
after
1
Street Fighter?
o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning.
You gotta be shitting me. What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit didn't end.
Oh,
Both
my
nights
Lord.
didn't end until like 4 in the morning on East Coast time. That's crazy.
Bridget was announced. They are available right now. Guilty Gear, you talk about representation. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Guilty Gear, I think Bridget came out. They said that Bridget is a trans character, and they got a non-binary character, and like you want representation, you play Guilty Gear.
The fact that like Bridget is confirmed trans rather than just like fan rumored for the last 20 fucking years trans is like, yeah, actually really love to see it. And
Bridget was a twin.
Yeah, Bridget was a twin
that had to dress up as a girl because of the village shit or whatever.
Yeah, look, all I know is that if you're mad about it, fucking die mad about it.
I already thought she was trans. Like, I thought she was trans for years. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like I was
Bridget
operating under that assumption for literally the last 20 years, and I ain't even play Guilty Gear like that.
I'm just pleased. I'm just pleased that there has to be at least a subset of the Guilty Gear community that news really upsets, and that warms my heart.
Oh
it
yeah,
makes me really that's the case.
God, I hope they're crying
like,
themselves.
The weird part is, okay, it's always like before this, it was a boy dressed as a girl. So like, what's the difference at this? Like, there's a huge difference. But
I was going to say there's a massive difference between a man who cross dresses and a trans woman.
But like, why would they be mad now? Would be the question that I have. Like, if they think that being a man dressing up as a woman is horrible, why would they be mad that they are now confirmed trans? But they are, I know, but like their brains are fucking weird. I don't understand how that works. It's weird, but whatever. It's dope though. I might pick it up eventually.
New Tekken seemingly confirmed, but not really, because they just showed like an image of Kazuya, and that's about it.
Yeah,
it was him throwing what's his name, his
Heihachi.
father off of Heihachi off the mountain, and then it flashes to like this gen graphics. So people don't know if it's Tekken 8.
It's Tekken 8.
A remake of
it's
Tekken
Tekken
1.
Tekken 7 came out 7 years ago, which blew my mind when I heard that. Like I was just like, there's no way it's been that long, but no, it actually legitimately has been that long. But yeah, like I said, Evo seems cool. I will.
Street Fighter, right?
Say again.
Street Fighter came out 7 years ago, right?
6 years ago. It came out in 2016. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Tekken 7 technically older than Street Fighter 5, which is also weird to think. Yeah, I am gonna check out that grand final because I heard that it was pretty dope. And like the way people that I heard talk, that watched it talk about it, they talk about it kind of like a torch passing moment, because it's kind of like the new gen of Street Fighter players kind of came up in this tournament and they had to, get past a lot of the old gen folks. Like Idom literally beat like Daigo.
He beat like the top dudes in a row to get himself up to the grand finals. It was crazy. I'm like, yo, with Laura. She's good, but like,
yeah, she's good, but she ain't like I'm gonna win this tournament with Laura. Like,
and she's still not. I'm gonna win this tournament good. Apparently, so.
Yo, they were down to like one hit. Yo, it was fucking disgusting. I was so pissed. Again, I was mad. I was.
So
shit, god damn it.
That's cool, and like I said, it seemed to have gone off pretty well. With Sony running it, I was just hoping that again, that just have your shit happen in normal time. Like if that means you got to wake people up early on the West Coast and start playing at 9 a.m. West Coast time, then fucking do it.
Yeah, God forbid. God forbid these fucking slackers got to get up at 9 o'clock and to start playing games and shit.
Everything starts at fucking 12 or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Wait, no, it's yeah, because it starts like 3 o'clock East Coast. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I don't know.
Nah, yo. And then they showed two. They showed two new Street Fighter 6 characters. One is Kimberly.
She looks cool as shit.
She does, and she's a ninja character though, yo. Like I can't really fuck with ninja characters because I'm too stupid to play them. But she's a ninja character. She's a ninja character, and she looks dope. And then everybody's like psycho waifu. Street Fighter psycho waifu.
Quentin Tarantino's favorite character.
Yeah, because they look, they knew what they were doing, right? There's way too many foot shots for Jury.
Gross. Get the.
There's way too she picks you up with her feet right before she fucking kicks you in the face. Like, all right, yo, all right, calm down.
Like everyone has been saying for years, please step on me. And Capcom is like, all right, we got you. We got you. Got it covered.
Like I said, I'm not here to king shame, but I just find feet disgusting and want nothing to do with them. If you like them, then that's bully for you. But no, thank you.
Oh, and there's a Garo Mark of the Wolves 2 coming out sometime in the future. I'm not gonna say near future, but in the future.
Yeah. They just said it was greenlit. That meant they got permission to make it.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, you've been playing a game that has kind of missed our little show, even though it's critically acclaimed. I have played like 2 hours of this, and I just could not get into it. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on The Outer Wilds.
So I have played, according to Steam, 2.8 hours, and I'm trying really hard to get into it because one, like my orchestra's doing an all indies themed season this fall, so we actually have this really lovely Outer Wilds medley on the program, and it was on sale on Humble, so it was like $12 or something like that, maybe not even that much. And I was like, fuck it, I'll play it. I have some close friends who really, really liked this game. And I still sort of feel like I'm just flailing around in space. And it hasn't really 100% clicked for me yet. The guitarist in my band, Kyle, has judged me very harshly for saying that I'm not super enjoying it and has said that he will help guide me through this process until it sort of clicks. So maybe it'll click. I trust his taste, generally speaking. So if it ends up clicking, that's great. It's not like I'm having a bad time. I just feel like I'm 3 hours in and I still don't really fucking know what I'm doing. And so I don't love that. There's some points of interest and some weird things have happened. I've been harassed by a rock. I have been there's a moon that exists in a quantum state, so that's fun. That's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I haven't. It feels like I'm surrounded by teeny tiny little hooks, and like none of them have necessarily caught me 100% yet. So I'm gonna keep giving it a go here and there. Outside of that, I literally just finished downloading just now the first title update for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which, as detailed today in the Capcom online event for it, is introducing Lucent Nargacuga, who last appeared in Monster Hunter Tri. So that's like 9 years ago. So that's fun. Also adding Seething Basil Goose, and then Gold and Silver Rathian. They're adding investigations, which is pretty cool. There's just a lot of interesting stuff that's being dumped all in this big title update. So literally as soon as we are done recording this podcast, I will be playing Monster Hunter for the rest of the night.
I feel like you could roll on like a fantasy RPG oracle of names and just make up monster names, and I would just nod my head because they just sound completely plausible. Nintendo keeps trying to get me to buy that fucking game, by the way, because they keep discounting it to like half off constantly. Yeah. And I'm just like, it's such a good deal, but I feel like that I wouldn't like it. So
the way that I have bullied people into playing Monster Hunter with me is I will simply buy them a copy on Steam when it's on sale and be like, now you have to play with me.
That's a very, very passive aggressive move. Instead, I panic bought Call of the Lamb and pre-downloaded that onto my Switch, which I heard is going to be probably good. So I'm looking forward to Thursday when I can play it. It'll be very fun. So we finally got to get the first like real concrete information about GTA 6 from Rockstar, which is obviously in development right now. And they are saying that the game is probably not going to come out for at least another 2 years. And the reason that it's not going to come out for 2 years is because, and this shocked me, they actually want to treat their development staff like human beings instead of like, mules that they're driving to create this game working, 14 hours a day for extended periods of time.
I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. They're just giving themselves a long lead time. They're gonna roll around in their GTA 5 money, and then a year and a half from now, they're like, "Oh shit, we said this is coming out," and then they're gonna delay it, and then they're gonna cram, and then they're gonna rush to get it. I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. I work for government. Okay, I know when you got a long lead time, you just sit on your ass until like a week before it's due, and then you fucking do it. Like nah, mm-mm.
They say that it's been in development since 2014 in some capacity. So they've been working on it for quite some
In
time.
development.
What?
I mean that can mean anything. Like
Right, that could literally mean, hey,
someone
let's
could have
just-
sketched a
It was
storyboard in
greenlit.
2014. They're like, development started on GTA 6. We're doing it.
right. Be like, hey, what do we call this new GTA? Let's call it GTA 6 in development. All right.
They also said that it looks like it's going to be at least starting in Vice City, and it's going to cover reportedly large swaths of North and South America. So I wonder if you'll be able to like go to, take a fast boat down to a fake South American country and do that. Also, you'll be able to play as a woman for the first time since the original Grand Theft Auto. They said that the female character will be part of a Bonnie and Clyde style duo, and she will be Latina, which is pretty cool. And then they also said that they're going to be, and this is what set off the internet, that the humor in the game is going to pull back a little bit, just so that they can avoid jokes where they're punching down on marginalized groups of people. And so the immediate response from a section of the internet is, "Oh no, GTA's going woke." Which, again, I don't know if they've...
You're telling me that you have to play as a woman with pronouns, and that we're not allowed to use slurs anymore?
Oh my gosh, they're not going to make jokes about like trans people. They're not going to make like pseudo racist jokes anymore. What is this game even going to be? I
find it a little fucked up that the first female character in a fucking Rockstar game is going to be a Latina criminal. I mean,
every character in those games is a criminal.
Everyone's a criminal, but like they couldn't make it like a white woman.
I mean,
I don't know.
but like, who would want to play it then, right? Like, what you gonna do? Get on your phone and call the police?
That's right. That would be a very different character in that game.
That ain't fun, man. Nah,
I am blown away that it's taken them this long to have another female playable character.
Oh, I'm not. It's Rockstar. Come on. Like,
have you seen their other games?
Yeah, that's the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, literally like a frat boy, like a frat house.
I really thought that like there was a female playable character in like one of the handheld spin-offs, but apparently no. I imagined that.
Let me tell you something. I don't know that I'd want to see a Rockstar female protagonist in the pre-Me Too era. That would terrify me as to the depths they would plumb with such a character.
I can't wait to be able to play this character. I can't wait for the discourse around this character, because
there's going to be a lot. Terrence literally just started it.
It's literally going to be all over the place, right? From the fact that she's Latina and she's a criminal to the fact that, well, women shouldn't be doing this, and well, women can do anything they want. And, well, what are we teaching our girls? The 8-year-olds that are buying Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, man, I can't wait to just wallow in the Schadenfreude that this character is going to be a part of. Look, this game plays in stereotypes. Whoo! I want her main weapons. I want her main weapons to be a knife and a lighter. That's it. That's all she needs. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, man. I can't wait.
Like a knife she never gets rid of.
Right.
that you can't lose.
Instead of a
I
fist,
wouldn't mind. Yeah.
instead of a fist, she don't have an unarmed weapon. Her unarmed weapon is her knife. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh man, it's gonna be a mess. I can't wait.
It's gonna
They're
be.
not gonna.
It's
They're
gonna
not
be
gonna be able to. They're going to get smashed by several groups,
Right.
but it's still gonna sell like 20 million copies in like 1 week.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's still gonna make like $2 billion the first week that it's out, probably.
Yeah, man. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Very good. Again, I'm happy that they are. You know, it took Rockstar Studios the better part of 3 decades, but they finally seem to be growing up and not realizing that you don't have to punch down. Unlike Dave Chappelle, for example, who still continues to, punch down with his humor.
Makes himself the victim for some reason, which is bizarre.
It's weird. It's funny how that works.
$60 million victim. Okay.
And here's why you can't give any quarter to these dummies in certain areas of the internet, because the folks at Bungie, and by the folks at Bungie I mean like the devs, are having a real tough time right now. They've announced in recent weeks that they're going to be pulling back from their community in places like Reddit and Twitter and things of that nature. And that's because certain very small sections of their community are being fucking assholes to them.
Beyond assholes, being complete fucking lunatics.
Oh, yes. So
like
many
I'm
Bungie,
an asshole. These guys are psychopaths.
So many Bungie developers got doxxed and death threats after they collaborated with an African American streamer. Why I couldn't fucking tell you, which is insane.
You want me to tell you?
Oh, sure, go for it.
Racist.
Well, no, yes, obviously that's why. But I'm saying, like, I don't know, like, why like they decided to partner with the black streamer. So it's just like, oh, like Bungie has gone too far this time.
Woke. Boy, Bill Burr hit it right on the nail on the head, man. Like,
my God.
We introduced that word into the lexicon, and what was that? Woke.
I don't say it. That shit is hilarious.
So they apparently also were sending like pizzas to Bungie employees' houses, meaning like they know where your addresses are, basically, which is kind of insane. They were, they were harassing folks. Like, I think there was one guy that especially is crazy that I think they filed charges against, who basically, like, I think took a picture on and posted on Twitter, like, oh, like this, this one Bungie developer moved into my neighborhood, so now I can go see him all the time, and this, that, or the other thing. Like there's some crazy fucking shit going on with, again, a very small, isolated section of the Destiny community, and I don't understand, like, aside from the racism, where this is coming from, because it's not just this collaboration with the streamer. Like, this has been building for several weeks, and Destiny has, like, developed this very, like, lunatic fringe section of their fan base, and I don't understand where it's coming from. Like, I just don't understand, like, what spurred this on. Like, you don't see this in, or at least it's not publicized in, like, the Call of Duty community or the Overwatch community or things like that. Like, I've never seen this level of very public, in, like, just psycho stalker behavior outside of this, and I don't get where it's coming from.
I think it's just, the world that we live in, right? Where we have we stopped shaming people for being like this, because everybody's like, well, it's not right to bully people and stuff like that. Okay, but like the bullies don't care, right? Like, because I think we've stopped shaming people for being bigots and racists and xenophobes and homophobes, and I think we honestly need to start shaming people again.
Well, how can you shame someone that's
shameless,
anonymous, or shameless?
Yeah,
yeah. Like,
and that's the other thing
online. Like,
that's the other thing, the anonymity. Like,
yeah.
What I'm saying is maybe we should fight fire with fire. How about that? I said it. How about you dox a bully?
I agree. They don't know what it feels like to be punched in the face. They don't.
It's true. Like I said,
It always goes back to
is
that.
the
I do.
truest.
It hurts.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
It hurts really
that of all the theories that Jay has, I think that's the one that holds the most water. Is that everyone needs to be punched in the face at least once, and you can immediately tell the people that haven't.
Like, get in one fight, and you might rethink your shit. But then again, if you're sitting behind a fucking computer screen, no one can get to you.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Like, cyberbullying, and people, a lot of old folks be like, "Oh, cyberbullying is nothing," but like, these niggas are doxing people.
Yeah, you didn't
Death threats and shit like that. But that's crazy.
Gone are the days of giving people wet willies and shit, right? Like that ain't the type of bullying that happens anymore, right? Like,
remember
people
when the
send a
phone
SWAT team to your house?
Remember when the phone companies used to dox all of us all the time in the white pages? It's crazy.
Oh shit!
Like,
I don't know. This is fucked up. It's insane. Like, I would just shut the fucking service down for a week.
I mean, that would make it worse. Like, you'd have more people.
Look, I'd be like, "Yo, come to my house. I dare you. I dare you."
I think another part of it, and maybe this is why Bungie in particular gets targeted for this stuff, is they have gone out of their way to be outwardly inclusive, or at least try to be, in their community and in the games as much as possible. Like, again, Bungie was the company famously, like, when Jim Ryan was talking about his cats and shit, that were just like, yeah, no, fuck y'all, like abortion's a right, and if you don't like it, fuck you. Like they're dunking on right wingers on Twitter from the verified account, and so maybe that's why they're getting a little bit more scorn than most folks are, because they're willing to put their values alongside their company, which I wish more developers would do, especially because, again, there's not the only benefit to not having a very diverse workforce in the gaming industry is that there's not a real diversity of thought either. I feel like the gaming industry tends to trend very liberal, which is fine by me. I'm sure there's a lot of conservatives out there who don't care for that, but fuck those guys. I don't really care. So
yeah, man. I don't know. If you're a bigot, don't play like space games, because like that's like the whole point of that's the whole point of Star Trek, right? Like, we've gone beyond that.
It's most like I'm trying to think of like a science fiction like big property with like a vast like universe that isn't like post-racial, and that's just because we transfer the bigotry to aliens. Right, I
was about to say,
even
Starship Troopers, which was just fucking Nazi propaganda, like, even they had a diverse,
did they?
Not the cast, but ideally their idea was, oh, hey, let's all come together and fuck these people, these fucking bugs, right, who aren't doing anything. Let's just, but even that, like, come on, man. Like, that's the whole point of the future, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of it.
That's right. Find aliens, and we can all hate them collectively as a society. That way we can get past our own shit.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Look at Mass Effect. The Turians hated the humans.
And vice versa. A lot of humans still harbor anti-Turian sentiment.
Yeah, like my bae, fucking Ashley, the fucking racist.
And nobody likes what are the, I can't remember the pointy teeth race. I can't remember what they're called. Nobody likes
Orcha?
them. Yeah. Nobody likes those guys.
I mean, they ugly.
That's true.
Nobody likes ugly people.
And then again, it took a bigger threat to unite the galaxy, exactly. Make them forget their differences and come together against one unified threat. That's the key. We just need to keep finding more things to hate on. So.
Ozymandias had it right. Just bring in a fucking Cthulhu, and we'll all be okay until like next year, when we can all start hating each other again. Speaking of hating things, go to densepictures.com/Amazon. When you go to densepictures.com/Amazon for all of your Amazon purchases, you will be you get what you want and you don't pay anything extra, and you help us out. Now, let's pick up where we left off. My wife wants a rowing machine. So you can get the Yosuda magnetic rowing machine.
Y'all got room for a
Foldable.
rowing machine?
I mean, they fold. They fold.
Yeah, but you're not gonna want to do it every time. Like I
You're
don't
gonna leave
fold
that out.
I don't fold mine up anymore. It just sits open in the basement. So.
Oh, well, that's her problem. You can go to denspixels.com/Amazon and get yourself a nice rowing machine for $369.99. Do it, because the more you buy, the the bigger finder's fee we get.
That's true.
At denspixels.com/Amazon. I don't know if I'm gonna get her this one though, because that's $370. I ain't got $370 right now.
We've talked on this show many times before how the mainly Japanese executives over at the Square Enix Corporation have been a bit misguided about their treatment of Western game studios, and they decided to finally sell them off for a song. Of course, as we talked about earlier this year. And turns out that all that speculative thought that we had about the executives pretty much was bang on the money. They let loose in in an earnings call last week that they wanted to offload their Western studios because they feared that those studios were cannibalizing sales from the Japanese-developed Square Enix games, and so selling them off could improve capital efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the way that this has been described as cannibalizing sales is not 100% accurate in terms of financial terms, but basically they were like, we got to get rid of these studios because we, again, as Brad just said, to improve capital efficiency, which is to make more money relative to what the company spends, which makes overall more net profit. I don't think they were trying to argue like, oh, people are buying Avengers or people are buying fucking Hitman, and that's why they're not buying Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. I don't think that was the argument anyone was trying to make here. But they were basically just like, we got to get rid of this because we're spending so much money on these things. And this is not where our strengths are, which I think is fair because it wasn't where Square Enix's strengths are.
It's an interesting take from a company who, at this point in the game, is basically printing money now with Final Fantasy 14. Like, I feel like they have a little bit more flexibility on their revenue stream to be able to play fast and loose a little bit with some maybe less successful games that are coming out.
Yeah, I mean, you do look at the sort of stretch of releases that that Eidos and Crystal Dynamics had, which was like Marvel's Avengers, which is not a good game, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which got sort of off to a weak start, and Just Cause 4, which didn't do so super hot for them and whatnot. So I'm I didn't play it. So I mean, I'm sure from their perspective, they look at all these Western games that they were spending capital on, and they're like, you know what, we don't need to spend our money on these games. Someone else can handle this shit. Maybe they can do it better. But yeah, I the way that this story has been reported is, I feel like, very inaccurate to what was like actually being argued by them on that call, which was them being like, we don't need to spend our money on these games. These games, like, sure, established franchises and whatnot, cool, great, but like someone else can do that. We're gonna focus down on our strengths as a developer and publisher, and these IPs will go to someone else to spend their money on because we're not interested in spending our money on it anymore.
Carrie, that was a very nuanced and intelligent take, and I think you're probably correct. Now allow the cynic in me to
let me reiterate that I was a financial reporter for a brief period of time.
this is absolutely just cover for the fact that they sold these studios to make their books look better for a potential acquisition, right? Like that has to be what this is.
I mean, I find it difficult to disagree. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Capcom do this in the mid to late 2000s?
I think Capcom
Because they
was
had
on-
they had a bunch of American developers or Western developers make a bunch of garbage, and that was like the worst time. That between 2005 and 2000.
yeah, when like Lost
16?
like when like Lost Planet was coming out.
Yeah,
and,
all
and
that other shit
like
came
that.
out. When did
I
it come back? It was which game brought them back? What came out first? I guess it would have been it was Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, but see that's
like-
that's
it was
the
the
game that
start.
started them back on the trend. But I think that they were in a lot more of a precarious financial position than Square was. Like
Yeah,
I-
they were almost.
Yeah, I think cutting those studios for them had to be was more of like a to stay afloat in Japan kind of thing. Like we had to cut this dead weight off. Square, I think, just never. I don't think they gave too much of a fair shake to a lot of these games. I remember the 2013 Tomb Raider was met with such positive reviews and such positive reception, and then they did the stupid thing when Rise came out and made it an Xbox exclusive for a year, which I feel like was a completely dumb move on their part and just a way to make a quick buck as opposed to marketing the game strongly on both platforms. And because Rise stumbled, that's why Shadow stumbled. By all accounts, those two games were perfect.
Yeah, they're all good games.
Yeah,
all of them are good.
So, but I think you fucked yourself by putting out the second one in a console on the wrong console to boot. Like when that came out, like Xbox was still the down console in that generation. And again, like with games like Deus Ex, which were critically well received, I don't remember them doing a whole lot of like marketing around that and really pushing that out to really get the awareness out there for games like that. So I think they kind of should own that a little bit more, which is fine. Also, Eidos, Crystal Dynamics, like those all went to the Embracer Group. I don't know if you guys saw that Koch Media changed their name to Playon, which is spelled Plaion, because people couldn't pronounce cock or koch or koch or cock correctly, so they wanted to give it a more like a punny name to make it easier.
Puns aren't funny.
So
Puns aren't funny. They're not.
So play on.
Yes, but I'm fine with everyone calling it Plaion,
Aspir,
which is how it's spelled. So those guys are in it. I am trying to open Discord right now so that we can do the Dense Pixels post office. I'm just going to do it on my phone because my
I got
PC,
you.
Oh, fantastic.
I got it.
Carrie's here to say, just a reminder, if you're not in our Discord, you can go to densepixels.com/fans. Join today so that you can ask us fine and insightful questions every week. Like this one.
Just like this one from Rogue G, who asked if you were tasked with remaking a disappointing game for current audiences, which game would you remake and how?
Alpha Protocol, but make it good.
Oh, that's a great answer. That's a really good answer. Yeah, that game was not like that game had some really good ideas and just had just kind of in a really cool setting and concept, just like a mediocre execution. Yeah. Every game from Obsidian that's not named Fallout New Vegas or The Outer Worlds. Or early Obsidian.
I thought Outer Worlds was a little disappointing, honestly.
I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it. So
look, Outer Worlds was something that I played through. I enjoyed. I think there was DLC for it. I never played it. Yeah, I don't know that I would remake Outer Worlds though. I don't know, as far as like something that was hyped up and then sort of disappointing. I don't know. I'm truly drawing a blank here. Rogue G also
Golden
says,
Sun, Dark Dawn. There you go. That could be yours.
well, I just want that to have a proper ending so that I can sit on its disappointing sales numbers and feel fine about how the series ended. Rogue G also says, also, I kind of just want to hear Brad dump on Ferrari for a second, considering they completely handed a WDC to
Uh-oh. I lost Carrie. Carrie, read that question again. I had to bring Terrence back in. So
I don't understand this bullshit.
Kind of just want to hear Brad dump on Ferrari for a second, considering they completely handed a WDC to Verstappen. Is that how you say that? And Red Bull, and may soon give up second place to Mercedes.
yeah, it's so this F1 season has been insane because Ferrari has arguably had the best car, but they have been punished by reliability issues and just by weird things happening with their drivers not being able, like messing up at crucial moments. Like they've literally given away at least 3 Grand Prix victories Charles Leclerc has this year and turned them into DNFs that went as, you know, points that Red Bull was getting, to the point where we're at the F1 summer break. There's 10 races left in the season, and Verstappen would have to fuck up colossally to not win the championship, and same for Red Bull to not win the Constructors' Championship. And at this point, like, Mercedes is twice as close to Ferrari for second place as Ferrari is to Red Bull for first. So that's been kind of crazy. So, like, the second half of the season is literally going to be can Mercedes overtake Ferrari? And they fucking might, because they are doing very well right now, and Ferrari is their own worst enemy. There's a meme that goes around every time Ferrari fucks up where it's just like, you know, like Fred is Ferrari, like pulling the mask off the ghost at the end of Scooby-Doo. It's like, let's see who really caused all this trouble, and it's just Ferrari underneath the mask. So, but aside from that, pretty fun season so far, and there's been some drama in the driver market, which I'm not going to get into with you guys, but it's been a very spicy summer break so far in Formula One, which has been a lot of fun.
Cam says SummerSlam was pretty fun, and so was Raw, and there are even rumors that fully scripted promos and matches are on their way out. Do you think the good times will continue, or is CM Punk likely right that we shouldn't expect much continued change while Vince is alive?
I've heard reports that that Vince McMahon is, like, they're doing their best to keep him away from this.
You can tell.
Yeah, like I don't know when Cam wrote this, but
this was a week ago today. So
okay, yeah, like there's been a Raw after he wrote this, and like, nah, yo, like first of all, like you wouldn't have Bobby Lashley versus Tommaso Ciampa and it be a competitive match if Vince McMahon was involved, right? Like Bobby Lashley would literally just step on Ciampa and get the 1, 2, 3 very quickly. You wouldn't see these people coming back, right? You wouldn't see Dexter Lumis coming back and Dakota Kai and Io Sky, I think is her name now. So no, I think that, you know, CM Punk has his issues. But I think that Vince is out, and I think he's out for good.
I think it's very appropriate that Bret Hart is one of CM Punk's idols, because he is turning into Bret Hart 2.0 in terms of being a curmudgeonly old man as he ages. So.
Yeah, like it's not cute, yo. It's not cute. Like it's
and again, bitter. Like he in particular, it's not like he has any more love for the guy that he calls Vince's doofus son-in-law, like probably still to this day. So
exactly,
I would not go to Phil Brooks for my WWE hot takes in the year 2022. Sorry.
Cam also says Secondly, Carrie, if you need any help in this trying time of watching a generational young talent leave your baseball team, the We Still Miss Mookie Society meets every other Wednesday on Zoom. You have to bring your own punch and fire.
I
Because
can't believe the Nationals traded Juan Soto. Are you fucking kidding me?
And Josh Bell. But
Yeah.
they got,
I mean, on the plus side, at least they got reportedly like an excellent haul for them. So
it doesn't matter. Because Juan Soto is a proven talent, and some of these guys are lottery tickets.
yeah, but what if he?
It's never going to make up for it.
I
don't fucking care. They had him locked down for at least another 2 years. You have enough time to get new ownership in there and to pitch him on being the center of this team for the next 10 years. The fucking 15-year contract that they offered him, that he turned down for completely obvious reasons. I can't imagine being 22 years old and being like, yeah, I'm going to spend what seems like the rest of my life playing for this one team in this one city. That seems insane. I am so fucking mad at the Washington Nationals.
And meanwhile, the Orioles have been a fucking delight to watch this summer.
They've been so much fun. Here's like... For a family called the Learners, they sure never fucking do. I am at my limit with this team right now. It's like they won the World Series, and the goodwill that I have given them for the last 2.5 years since they have done that has officially run dry, because I don't know who anyone on this team is anymore. Ryan Zimmerman retired. They traded away everybody else who was on the World Series team. Steven Strasburg has made a total of 8 starts since winning the World Series, and he's back on the IL. My other favorite fucking guy, Sean Doolittle, I don't even care if he plays well. He's just a fun guy, and I like him as a person. He's on the IL. Who's on this team anymore? I don't fucking know, and I'm not going to find out, because I am no longer watching Nationals baseball. I will go to an occasional Orioles game, drink a few Natty Bows, and wish that everything was better.
How do you get injured in baseball?
I understand. I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I'm
yeah,
an
you
age.
can get a blood clot in your feet.
Oh,
standing around
stop it,
waiting for shit to
Micah.
happen.
Or like you said, you can throw out an elbow, you can tear an ACL, you can hurt your back and all sorts of stuff.
You have a pitcher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of these niggas?
Same shit. Terrence, there's been some gnarly baseball injuries over the years.
Yeah.
How many outfielders get injured?
I mean, if they're sliding into home plate against the catcher with like protective gear, quite a
No,
few.
sliding
fucking
trying
fault.
to catch something in the outfield.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Micah, it's funny. It's always like scary in the aftermath, but in the immediate moment, it's always funny when an outfielder's running full bore to catch a fly ball and doesn't realize he's as close to the wall as he is, and he just smacks into the wall,
directly into it.
running at full speed.
Oh yeah.
So
I do appreciate you using the term correctly, full bore.
yeah.
And not what Jay does.
exactly
And says full board. Full board is a type of breakfast. Okay, Jay, you're not gonna listen to this.
Is that like the
charcuterie.
breakfast with like the baked beans and like the blood sausage and
I
shit
think
like that?
so, but yeah, full board. It pisses me off to no end, because I'm like, yo, this dude just doesn't know words. Like he's got so much confidence, yo. Like you could get through life pretty fucking easily if you just say something with enough authority.
Real quick.
In your voice, but if you say
Oh,
something
my
with
God.
enough authority, you can have people thinking that full board means going full steam ahead.
What real quick, what is your most pedantic, annoying English language quirk? Mine is when people use the word assume when they actually mean presume. That's the one that gets me all the time.
Oh, that's really fucking pedantic. That's really fucking pedantic, dude.
Irregardless.
I was gonna say irregardless. Irregardless is probably mine. Irregardless, it's not a fucking word. It doesn't.
It is already without regard. Like,
Yes.
you don't have to. All right.
Irregardless would almost mean with regard because you're
Right.
you're
It's a
no
double
longer
negative.
being
Yeah.
regardless.
I'm trying to. Y'all took the ones I hate. Yeah, full board is funny because I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like every time he says, I'm like, I don't think that's
He
right.
used to
but
say,
okay.
he used to think that penultimate meant ultimate. That's another one.
Oh
right?
yeah.
That's another one that
here's-
really gets on my nerves, man.
Here's
He doesn't do
one
it
for me.
anymore, but
Yo, whenever someone says first annual, it drives me fucking nuts. There's no such thing as a first annual anything. Nothing is annual until it has happened 2 years in a row. That's what annual means.
Now
If you're
it's
doing
being
something for the
granted.
first time, it means you have to use the word inaugural. For the first time, inaugural. First annual is not a thing. That's not a real. Something cannot be annual for the first time until it is for the second year.
It isn't. There's a couple words, but I'm going to go with a phrase. When someone says, "I found it in the last place I looked," it makes me very angry because I'm like, "Why the fuck would you keep looking for it if you found it?" Like, it doesn't make sense. That one pisses me off. So yeah, that's it.
All
That
right.
was fun.
We somehow still have other things
You
in
get
the
everything
post
with this
office.
show. You get everything with this show.
Brendan VM says, "Who's your favorite coworker and why is it him?"
Yeah. Shout out to Brendan.
He's
But
not my favorite
He's
coworker.
he's
I don't know who that
he's a
is.
coworker of mine.
Okay,
No.
my
Who's a
favorite
cool dude,
coworker
so.
is in Michigan, and that sucks because I wish he was on the team in Maryland because he's the kind of guy who I would hang out with. But he's in fucking Michigan. Casa asks, "What's the wildest use of somebody's likeness in a video game that comes to mind? Personally, seeing Gene Reno fight demons with an energy flail in Onimusha 3 was surreal as hell." I'm going to go with Mr. Mambo number 5, Lou Bega, showing up in the Tropico series.
How about any video game that Vin Diesel is in?
I don't know.
It's never normal to see Vin Diesel show up in a video game at all.
I mean, it was pretty dope in Chronicles of Riddick.
Sure,
Butcher
that's
Bay.
the one.
Butcher Bay.
That's the one exception. Like seeing him in these Arc 2 trailers trips me out every single fucking time.
And what?
He's in Arc 2. He's in Arc Survival 2.
With the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. That's bizarre.
Playing
Bill
like
Clinton.
Caveman number 1 or whatever the fuck you play as in that game.
Bill Clinton. An NBA Jam.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
fucking weird.
Okay.
Bill Clinton in Ready to Rumble. There've been a couple that are just kind of weird. Apparently, Run the Jewels was in Gears of War 4.
What? Killer Mike
right?
was running around in fucking like that Gears of War power armor.
Oh shit!
No wonder that dude loves guns.
Yeah, god damn. Yeah. So yeah.
Wasn't
Okay.
Jon Snow in one of the Call of Duties?
He was the
was.
bad
He was
guy
in
in
that
Infinite
movie.
Warfare. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
strange.
he was in that future one, and he was whack, dude. Like it was. I did not like that game at all. Ugh.
Film Wanderer asks, with Warner Brothers Discovery bulldozing all content, does AEW die a merciful death next year?
No, they're more than just their TV deal. I'm pretty sure that even if that group let them go and didn't re-sign them to a TV contract, that they could easily find another network of similar stature as the Turner networks to broadcast on. I don't think it would become like an Impact situation where they're on like Destination America, wherever the fuck TV channel Impact is on at this point.
Does Impact still exist?
It does.
It does.
It actually does.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
They do a lot of stuff with AEW, which is mostly Impact going to AEW and not the other way around, typically. So it didn't surprise nobody.
Cool. That's it for the post office. Don't forget that you too can submit questions to the Dense Pixels post office by going to densepixels.com/fans, joining the Discord, and heading to the post office and just asking us whatever.
That's right. Also, make sure you subscribe to the show as well as the other TNP Studio shows wherever you download fine podcasts. Go to youtube.com/densepixels. Subscribe there as well. You can follow us on Twitch. We have the main channel, Dense Pixels, twitch.tv/densepixels, rather. I'm Dense Pixels Brad. Terrence is Apparition 410. Carrie Suppets Carrie. I have to say, this was a fucking delight. I have missed doing this with the three of us. Because there's like you just get that special fucking dynamic that I feel like we've missing for this long ass time. Very fun. What a fun little program today.
Apparently, Ric Flair was in Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Oh, he was. That's right. But then, I mean, to be fair, everybody was in Command and Conquer Red Alert 3.
Oh, okay. This wasn't like a car shield thing.
Oh,
like,
no. Well, I mean, it still might have been, but like if you recall, like Tim Curry was in that game, Jenny McCarthy was in that game.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking
That's right.
Jonathan Pryce was in that. Like they're like every like character actor they could find. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons was in there.
David Hasselhoff. Jenny McCarthy. I don't know who that is. Greg Ellis. I don't know who that is. Wait, Greg Ellis.
Yeah, Gemma. I think Gemma Arterton was in it. Gina Carano, I think, was in one of those Command and Conquer games, if I'm not mistaken.
God.
Yeah.
So I don't understand when they. I mean, I know we've already like gone past this, but like he's playing a character.
Yeah.
Like, no. Be Ric Flair, you know. Just be General Ric Flair.
I mean, in the Command and Conquer universe, that could even be believable, honestly.
Right?
It's not even a stretch. Gosh, do you remember when games like on PC especially would get like known actors that they could get on the cheap to do like that like FMV stuff?
Yes.
Like Mark Hamill was in like all the Wing Commander games and shit like that. Back in the day. What a weird time it used to be.
Go back to Tim Curry doing that one line from I guess it's a fucking Command and Conquer. It's like Red Alert 2 or something like that. Where it's like I have to go to the one place where capitalism cannot touch space. And then it just cuts.
Oh my
But
goodness.
like as he's delivering the line, you can tell he's losing it a little bit.
But see, like Tim Curry seems tailor fit for those kind of roles. Like I'm not surprised at all that Tim Curry did stuff like that because he can be a ridiculous person.
He did a lot of video games over the years. Yeah. So
Well,
George
fantastic.
Takei was in there.
Of course, George Takei was in it. Guys got to eat. Come on, like you can't just do Star Trek forever.
Randy Couture, J.K. Simmons, Kelly Hu. Yo, this is insane. In all this is one game?
Yes.
Okay, I guess. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah, mate, that checks
Right.
out. That checks out.
Okay.
Fucking love Peter Stormare. And on that note, thank you guys very much for watching and listening. We'll see you all the next time. You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.